Okay, so this is thank you. And,
You're welcome.
It's like you two are married or something. Alright, so this is an episode about a snow golem? Is that what it's called? And these fiery dogs. Firewolves, excuse me. Great design. I love the idea these things can just set themselves ablaze and then go out. Like I thought it was really cool. And this is a side story going on while the main story is actually just going on in the background. It's Finn and Jake just fighting the Ice King over sandwiches. And you just get this whole story about this snow goblin's kind of like this abominable snowman, and he comes across these fire wolves. Obviously, fire and ice, they're not going to get along. And so pretty much you got, he comes across this little puppy one, this baby one. Like this obnoxious little kitten right here who will not stay out of the shot, is a little camera whore. Yeah, come on. Toss it. There you go, thank you. Anytime it comes in, it's just like, shoop. And it's just their connection together, and it's all done in silence. There's little to no dialogue in it. And at the very end, the family brings the puppy back, and they plays with the snow golem, and the Ice King says we can all learn something from those sandwiches. And then Finn kisses the Ice King, and he says thank you. And it was both really odd and funny, and in a strange way kind of touching. So this cat is not gonna go away. What do you want? What do you want?
That's what I want, damn it! You can
Okay, so yeah, pretty much I'm not gonna go big time into like, oh my god, they did the whole thing in silence, because lots of movies and shows have done that, and it's impressive, but people always talk about, like, this is the first one to ever do it, and...
But it is! In an 11-minute format.
Wow.
I somehow doubt that. Like, I do love these kind of stories, honestly, and I can't explain what it is. Maybe it just gives the world a little bit more of a dimension or a reality when you see just other characters and creatures that are not the main characters just going off and living their lives and telling sort of an interesting story. And the connection between the snow golem and the little puppy, I mean, it works, and you get the connection, and you see sort of the sacrifice he'll make to get him back to his family, and I eat stories like this up. I love these kind of stories, I like The Snowman, that famous short film, or anything about just like, especially if it's silent. I like stuff that creates a lot of atmosphere and doesn't need dialogue, if it doesn't need to, and the words are great, don't get me wrong, this is nothing but words, but I like something that can just be like, hey, let's have them communicate not the traditional way through dialogue, let's have them communicate a different way and still form a connection and stuff, and I really liked it. You?
I don't know, I was going to try to be silent, but man, oh man, can you talk. No, actually, I agree. I thought it was very nicely done. It's like the only one that's ever done it this way. One thing that I did like about it that, to me, I'm not used to seeing is that, a lot of times you'll have where it's not the main characters, it's background characters that kind of, take over the forefront and all that stuff. But what I like about this time is, these are two characters you've never met before. Mm-hmm. Like, that's taking a chance. Like, we already saw an episode with LSP, and that did not work very well. Mm. This is one where it's two characters you've never met before that they tossed into the main story. And that's taking a chance. And I thought it paid off very well. And
Naruto's so bored, sorry.
Yeah,
he's just like, a rapper! Gonna get you, rapper! Yeah.
Now look at me, say, screw you, you're mocking me.
What?
But no,
I was chasing something.
I do like how they chose characters you wouldn't expect. And yeah, I liked the fact that they didn't talk very much, and they played well off of each other.
Literally, and they did play together.
Well, yeah. Like, one of my favorites is where he's using the snow golem is using his fingers. And the puppy's so happy he licks one, and it just melts off, and he's like, oh! And the puppy looks terrified, like he's gonna get beaten. And the guy's like, no, it's okay, I swear, look. Aha! Like, as Jake said, don't they hate each other? You know, at the end, these two races apparently hate each other. And I thought it was kind of nice, the whole, and it's been done before, the whole, you find a baby of a different race or species or whatever, no matter what it is, and that kind of transcends all things, taking care of something younger and something that's more innocent than you are. It doesn't matter where it comes from, it's still this desire to take care of it. And I think this is a good example of that, and it's very nicely done. Plus, it's got my favorite scene.
The stick.
Where Finn's sleeping, and even in his sleep, he's like, huh. I just love that.
I really laughed hard when I realized that armor was never going to move, the Ice King's armor. Because I saw it, I'm like, oh, this is fine. There's this big thing going on in the background. We're not going to see it. But you realize, it's not even really going on. He's just stuck in that suit.
Well, I love it because he's like, he's in the armor, and he's like, you guys wouldn't be doing what you're doing if you were in my position. And Finn goes, yeah, but you would be doing what we're doing if you were in our position. Yeah. And he's like, you're right.
So, how about you, Jory?
Well, I agree with both of you, of course. It's wonderful, but I think, I don't know, and maybe it's just me, but part of the reason that I love it, not just because of the heartwarming little, oh, how cute scene, and it was, you guys, this was kind of like crazy. It was like, for me, a cross between Mr. Bean and Happy Tree Friends. I mean,
I think it'd be a little bloodier if it was Happy Tree Friends.
But everything that happened to the poor snow golem. I mean, with the tree in the eye. I mean, everything.
He does have a great scream.
And it was like, 1 minute I was like, oh my god, it's kind of like Mr. Bean because it's kind of cute. And then like the tree trunk in the eyeball, or even that whole scene with the finger where it pops off and his head pops off and another one comes on and whoa! And I was like, this is Happy Tree Friends. And I think it works because it gave you a little bit, or it gave me a little bit of a breather from the, oh, it's really cute, it's really sweet, this story that we've done before, how wonderful it is, and it's great, but it's nice to kind of break it up a little bit. Even that goddamn bird alarm clock.
When this bird comes in and starts doing the alarm clock, I know what she's talking about, because I have grown like this tick reaction whenever I hear whenever I hear that, like my eye twitches because I hate that sound. I've gone on my way to get alarm clocks that do not have that sound because I hate it so much, because I always think of getting up for school. It's just like the worst sound in the world. So it's very gratifying when the dog breathes fire on it.
Oh my god!
I just love the bird's reaction. He's like, what?
What you were saying there with the snow golem getting burned up and chopped up and stuff like that. I think not only is that funny, but it helps with the connection, because you show it's like, this thing is hurting him, but he's still going to look after him. He's still, because he knows he doesn't know any better and stuff. And even when he's climbing in the mountain or the volcano, whatever, and he's melting and he sees him down there, he's like, I'm still gonna brave it. I'm still gonna do it. Because they do have that connection. And if anything, it shows that he doesn't know any better, so he has to look out for him even more, and he'll sort of brave the pain that he's gonna go through for it. So on top of it being funny, there's also that going on.
That's true.
The only other thing I'll say is that at the very end, if you were to tell me, like, this ended with Finn kissing the Ice King on the cheek and him going, thank you, it's a legitimate, heartfelt scene. It's also funny, don't get me wrong, but it's a legitimate, heartfelt scene. Oh, God, come on. I'm talking about jumping the shark. That's so stupid. But there is, like I said, it's because of how well the story worked and it was paced, and it worked up to that. And just on top of that, I think there's something nice about, especially with this show, because I think the show does kind of have fun with kind of generals and stuff like that. And, whatever you want to do, if you're masculine, you want to do feminine things, fine. If you're feminine, you want to do masculine things, fine. I don't care. There's this great big thing about, like, you know, for years, women have tried to do, hey, we can do what men can do, and they work their way, and it's wonderful. And now there's kind of this thing where it's like men trying to, come on, honey, don't be like that.
I don't know where you're going with this. I don't want to get stones.
No. But now there's sort of this thing where it's like, it's trying to work the other way too, where it's like, you know, men can do stuff that can be kind of feminine or emotional or feeling, but there's still sort of this, you know, well, what's wrong with you? You're not a manly man or whatever. And it's nice that a show can actually, you know, sort of do this, and it's warranted. It doesn't feel forced or fake.
Yeah.
It feels like, hey, we're not trying to make make any big stand here. We're just doing something that feels very natural, and it works, you know. And like I said, it doesn't feel shoved in your face or anything. So I like that. It's the same thing with like the Fiona and Cake episode, where it's just like it feels very natural. It doesn't feel like this is weird, you know. Or if it is weird, it's a good kind of weird. You know, everything in the show is weird, but in this world, it feels very natural. So I just like that. I thought that was a very legit moment. So. Anything else?
I felt all warm and fuzzy for Ice King because I felt so bad. I've been saying from the beginning he just needs a friend.
It was kind of nice seeing him again.
Needs a friend. It was so nice to finally see him get just that tiny little validation.
After those other episodes, they were like
good.
so depressing. even the whatchamacallit, the Meow one, you know, it's kind of depressing in that you're just watching Jake slowly die and stuff, and she's so aggressive. So it was just nice. Ice King, yes, thank you. Come on, be a little something a little uplifting. So I feel all warm and fuzzy inside too, guys. Come here, I love you guys. This will be our Christmas card. Smile, damn you!
Ooh. Hey.
God!